Have you ever had a moment where you suddenly realized you care about everyone except yourself? I've been there, and maybe you have too. And that's why I want to share Aisha's story with you today, because in many ways, her journey feels like our own. She was the kind of person who showed up for everyone. If someone needed help, she was there. If someone cried, she listened. If someone wanted a favor, she said yes, even when her heart whispered no. She kept giving pieces of herself to people who rarely even asked how she was doing. It's painful to admit, but sometimes the world gets used to our kindness so much that they forget we are human too. One evening, after a long exhausting day, Aisha came home and collapsed into her chair. Her phone buzzed nonstop, more requests, more problems, more people needing her again. But as she scrolled through the messages, she felt something heavy inside her chest. Not one single message said, "Aisha, how are you?" That moment hit her harder than anything else. She realized she had become everyone's support system, yet had no support for herself. She had been loving everyone except the one person she needed to love the most, herself. The next morning changed everything. Aisha stood in front of the mirror, not to criticize her tired eyes or her messy hair, but to finally acknowledge the person staring back at her. And quietly, almost like a prayer, she said, "I deserve love too." It wasn't dramatic, it wasn't loud, but for the first time in her life, she believed those words. She understood that kindness doesn't mean sacrificing your peace. Saying yes to everyone often means saying no to yourself. And she decided she was done losing herself for people who barely noticed her pain. She began setting small boundaries. She said no when she didn't have the energy. She stopped explaining herself to people who didn't value her. She gave time to her own thoughts, her own happiness, her own healing. It felt strange at first, almost selfish. But slowly, beautifully, she realized something powerful. When you love yourself, you don't feel guilty for protecting your heart. The people who only took advantage started drifting away, and the people who truly cared grew closer. Her world didn't become perfect, but it became honest, peaceful, real. And one quiet evening, as she sat alone with her cup of tea, Aisha smiled, not because someone complimented her, not because she achieved something big, but because she finally felt at home within herself. She realized she no longer needed external validation to feel worthy. She had become her own safe place, her own strength, her own comfort. So if you're listening to this right now, I want you to take this message personally. You deserve your own love more than anyone else's. You deserve boundaries, rest, respect, and gentle understanding. You don't have to break yourself to keep others whole. You don't have to carry everyone and collapse alone at night. You matter too. Your heart matters. Your peace matters. And loving yourself is not selfish, it's the beginning of true strength. Because at the end of the day, people may come and go, but you will always remain. So choose yourself, value yourself, and love yourself in a way no one else ever can.